Hello everyone, my name is Mogens Møller, and I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So I hope that you're awake and that you're ready, because I am fully charged on energy up here. And I brought a slide deck full of cases and actionable takeaways. So I'll be talking about e-commerce best practices. E-commerce giants also make mistakes online, how to avoid them and become the best in your industry. So, just before I begin, I'm CEO and co-founder of this company called Sleeknote. And we do something I'm sure all of you love. I'm sure you love what we do because, what? Sorry, just a second. I'll have to figure out. I'll just turn off my internet connection. So we do something. Push notification, Alexandra Bylon here. I got a cafe latte for you. Okay, that sounds really nice. I just have to go, okay, nice. I'll close this up there. So what we do is sign up to our newsletter. First name, last name, social security number, pet's name. Wow, that's really relevant, Alexandra. I'll skip this cafe latte and try to close this. So just so I can continue my presentation, what we do in Sleeknote is... Are you leaving me? I am leaving you, Alexander. But because I have a presentation to do now, so I'll close this box up here. Nah, come on. Wow, really? Come on. Oh, you're laughing at me now. Wow, okay. Really nice. So... All right, so in Sleeknote, we do pop-ups. Yeah, we do pop-ups. Everybody loves pop-ups, right? But our tagline is, say goodbye to annoying pop-ups, say hello to Sleeknote. So we try to do non-intrusive pop-ups, like Emil told early on. We got a lot of customers. We're really happy about all these references in 1,500 customers in 42 countries, all very boring. Instead, I want to start my presentation with a little story. Because I've heard it's important when you do a presentation like this, you should tell a story. So I will tell a story about a big visionary thinker, a really fantastic guy. You know who it is? An idea? Jeff Bezos? No? It's a story when you are a selfish CEO like me. It's of course a story about myself. So I'll start with a story about myself and what I used my summer on doing. Because this is an image from my summer. I watched some sexy lingerie here and had a beautiful girl on the webcam who's not my wife. You can think a lot of crazy thoughts about that. You shouldn't do that. Because actually this girl is sitting just beside me and she's thinking out loud. Because I'm doing usability tests. That's what I did this summer. So actually, I'm sitting here and then I'm watching at 3 different screens, and you can see this little dot up here on the screen. That's an eye tracker. So I was watching these screens and I can see what she was looking at, and she told me that as well. And I took a lot of notes. I did this on mobile as well, where we also had this eye tracker, as you can see here. So this is what I used and spent my summer on doing. So I've been testing the 6 biggest industries in the world. And then I've been testing 4 online stores in each of these industries. So that makes 25 different usability tests. 24, sorry. And then I've been testing that with 5 people to each online store. So that gives us 120 usability tests. And then I've done it all both on desktop and mobile. So I've made 240 usability tests this summer. And it's the fruit of all these usability tests that I will present for you today. Okay. This is not a strategic presentation. I've done that earlier with some vague recommendations about this and that. This is quite the opposite. So if you're in here and you're on C-level, boring person like me, you should definitely go out, get a beer, network with some other people. But if you are working on your website, you should definitely grab my slides, because I have 17 takeaways today. All my slides, you can download them. You'll get a link just in a moment. And then you can write down the takeaway numbers. so that when you get home, you can see, okay, number 10 was very interesting, or number 15 was interesting. And then you can see the slides afterwards and remember what I said today. So here are all my slides that I'll go through today. Yes, I hope that, all these usability tests, I could talk about this for like one whole day, I'm pretty sure, but I only have 30 seconds. Oh, sorry, minutes. And I got these 17 takeaways. So I've divided them into homepage, category page, product page, the search results, and the checkout flow. So we have something for each of these pages. And then I've also divided them into some tags, so that some of them are no-brainers, some of them are potential traps, some of them are good service, some of them are very, very important, and some of them is just a good idea. And then I've added some thumbs up, thumbs down, and also some tags if this is only on mobile, only on desktop, or if it both makes sense on mobile and desktop. Disclaimer, it's not a complete list. This is only a small fracture of all the takeaways that I found in these usability tests, so it's hopefully some of the best takeaways, but it's not a complete list. And it's not a silver bullet to beat Amazon. I simply don't dare to, compete against this guy, Jeff Bezos. So see this as an inspiration catalog for higher conversion rates. All right, enough presentation. Are you ready? Come on, they were better in Norway at saying that. It was a bit better than Danish people. But are you ready? Yes, I like that. Let's start. Homepage. So, first takeaway. A big hero image creates a good first impression. So, on your website, in these usability tests, those websites that had a big hero image, so that's the big one up here at the top, it just make a calm and easy first impression, which people really liked. And this worked very well both on desktop, but also on mobile. So if you don't know what to do on your front page, consider showing a big hero image on your website. But if you do that, make sure not to make an image carousel, at least on mobile, because people like the big hero image, but when they saw this image carousel rotating automatically, people didn't like that. So watch out on doing these carousels. It can work great on desktop, but not on mobile. Yes. Number 2, the homepage has 3 purposes. 1, if several target audiences, so if you target, for example, B2B, B2C, or if you got men, women, and kids, then separate them. Very important to do on the homepage. Number 2, quick access to navigation and search. And 3rd, inform about current campaigns. So these are the most important things, at least what I saw in the usability test, to do on the front page, on the home page. A great example here from Dell. A big hero image in the top with focus on a campaign right now, Thanksgiving sale. Another one here from Target.com. They have clear navigation at the top, clear search field, and then also a big campaign, and they also separate their visitors down here. Makes a lot of sense. All right, number 3. Thoroughly tested UX in navigation is crucial. So, and this is especially on mobile. So the UX in your navigation, so that's in the menu, make sure to test it. This is one of the biggest shoe sellers in the world. And look, when I click at women in the top, I activate a search field. So now I can begin to search when I should have, open up a women category page. So I make a search here, and the most obvious thing I would search for is purchase Sleeknote now. So that was what I searched for. But make sure to test the UX. If you think you're better than one of the biggest online stores in the world, of course you don't have to do it. But otherwise, make sure to test it, and you need to do that with real people, not just yourself. All right. Actually, another example here from ASOS, another example that didn't work that well. They had also a menu here, but their links were just too big. So be aware of not making them too big. People didn't like that. But actually on ASOS, as soon as people clicked on the first links, they had a really, really good menu that people liked, because now they are smaller and they include an image and a text. So just make them a bit smaller than in the first level at asos.com. So highly praised mobile navigations that I saw on these usability tests: Target.com, Topshop.com, and H&M.com. So if you're looking for inspiration on good UX in menu or in navigation, look at these websites. All right, always praise from the testers when navigation links are visible directly on the homepage, and this is on mobile. So on mobile, people loved every time when they saw our website where they had links directly on the front page so they can go further down on the website. Even though they was the exact same links that they have in the menu or in the navigation up here, but people just loved it. So consider doing that on the front page on your mobile. You can do it both with a list, but also like on AliExpress, you can do it with icons like this. That worked very well as well. So that was the homepage. And these are the takeaways. I got a lot more takeaways up here that you can download on this link to the homepage. All right. Next one. Category pages. Show active filters clearly and make them easy to remove. This is both desktop and mobile. So on the category page, you often have some filters like this. And it's very important that when you have this, it's easy to delete them again. And this is often not that big a problem on desktop, but it's a really big problem oftentimes on mobile. And here, Zappos are doing a really great job because they are showing it up here. So when I've activated some filters, you can just remove them by clicking on these links. Instead of, as you have to do on most websites, click on filter, find the filter again, remove it, go back to the category page, and then it's updated. So just show the filters here so you can remove them again. Yes. Test of UX in filters is vital. So this is a bit like testing the navigation and the menu. Testing the filters is vital. And this is an example also from a huge website. I guess you all know Zalando. And you thought, Zalando, they do it right. They've tested everything. So take a look at how this works when I go into the filters. I open up the filter menu. I scroll. Now I scroll in the background. So I'm scrolling with the background products instead of scrolling with the filters. So even Zalando haven't tested this thoroughly enough on their website. So make sure that you test it on your website. Yes. Highly praised mobile filters, if you want some inspiration. Look at H&M. It's not because I'm in Sweden, I'm mentioning H&M again and again, but they have a really good website. Zappos and Look Fantastic did it very, very well as well on their website. Next one. Consider showing filters fixed to the left side, not in the top. And this is if you have long category pages and it's on desktop. So let's say you on Nelly here, you have a long list category pages and you scroll down and now you want to change the filters. And it's pretty hard because you need to scroll all the way up again and then change them. So what worked very well here in usability tests was on Topshop, where you can activate the filters are fixed in the left side. So you can always find them again and change the filters. Yes. So this is maybe a good idea because it's not necessarily the same position you have on your website. For example, I saw on other websites they had the filters in the top and they couldn't find it as easy in the top. So consider showing it in the left side. When visitors return from a product page, remember scroll depth and which filters were active. So this is a potential trap. This is very important, both on desktop and on mobile. So this is an example from Barnes & Noble, really big book website. I'm on the category page. I just activated some filters, and now I'll go on into a specific product page. I read a bit about this Stephen King book. I go back again, and now the website just lost me. They lost all the filters, and they placed me in the top of this category page. And I was just scroll down, and maybe we're on page number 3. So this is really, really important. Again, a huge website makes a big mistake here, so make sure that you test this yourself. So these are the takeaways for the category pages. And again, there's a link up here in the top with a lot more takeaways for category pages. All right. So I got some bad news for you. I'm only halfway through my presentation, sorry to say, but some good news. And that is, we still have 20 copies of our book out here in the booth. We brought 100 copies of this all the way from Denmark, and we don't want to take them back to Denmark again. So we've got 20 copies. Make sure to go outside afterwards and grab a sample. It normally costs 100 euros, and we're giving it away for free today. Yes. Next one, search results. One very general thing here to remember is that everyone is using Google, almost everyone. Use this to your advantage. So just one example of that, make it possible to change the search phrase, like on Google. So an example here from ASOS, I go in the search field and I click for sneakers, and I get a search page here. Now I want to change this. I want to write white sneakers or black sneakers. And I cannot click on sneakers. And if I click on the search field, I need to write sneakers once again. Because if I just click on the recent searches, it just activates that search again. So I saw this in usability test that this happened again and again, and people just oftentimes want to change the search phrase. So in this case, they write Samsung, and they get a lot of TVs. Actually, they want a phone. So they can just click up there and change it and then add phone to the search phrase. Very simple, very powerful. Yeah. So in general, in the search results, reuse the same best practices from the category pages. So all the best practices from category pages are also valid here in the search results. Yes. Yeah, I only got 2 for search results. But I got a lot more up again in this link in the top. And just by the way, it is separate links up here. They are different from page to page. Yes. Product pages. Separation and prioritization of elements on the product page is essential. Toggle on headlines ensure a good overview. So when you build your product page, it's really essential that it's easy to find, for example, the product description. You'll get surprised how many websites actually are hiding this in the bottom of the product page. So here on Zalando, it just worked very well. People loved it here where you can just toggle on headlines and it'll open up and they can close it again. It's very easy to find and very easy to read. So this is very important. The next one, when selling in several countries, show clearly you've registered the visitor's country and write what effect this has on delivery price, delivery time, etc. So this is a no-brainer if you sell in other countries than Sweden, if you sell to Denmark, to Norway, other countries. Make it very clear here on the product page that you got, for example, free delivery and you've registered, I'm from Denmark. And what does that mean to the delivery time? This is a really good service, a no-brainer if you're able to do this on your website. Yes. There is one moment, there is one golden opportunity to focus on upsell, and that is the moment the visitor has put a product in the basket. So I see on a lot of these e-commerce sites that people try to upsell all the time, but what I saw in these usability tests were that there was one moment where it makes sense, and that is when we've added something to the basket. So for example, here on target.com, I add something to basket. Now I want to see if I can, I want to get some upsell possibilities. I want to buy something related to this product. And that is the moment to focus on it. You can do this both on desktop, but you can also do it on mobile. So if you go down here, click ship it or add to basket, you can also show a pop-up here with different relevant products. If you do this, remember to show, it sounds like a no-brainer, but show relevant recommendations. And I'm only putting this up here because in the usability test, I saw a lot of non-relevant recommendations. So make sure to use a good engine about product recommendation when you show these information. For example, other similar products or products that are often bought together with this single product. Yes. And these are the takeaways for the product pages. All right, last one, the checkout flow. Show personality and use humor, for example, in the add to basket confirmation. So this is one of the maybe good idea. This is an example from Nordstrom where I added something to basket. And when the usability of the testers did this, they saw this message up here, gotta love free shipping. And they really liked that. And actually, when they added something else to the basket, they had another message This one, get ready for compliments when they added a dress. It's on sale, high five, excellent choice. People really, noticed these messages and laughed a bit and thought it was funny. So that is something you can play with. I only saw this on one website. I think it's pretty easy to implement. Convenience is king. Make it possible to check out with Apple Pay. So this is a kind of new thing that you're able to check out with Apple Pay, and not that many shops has implemented this yet, but it is, I've heard it's not that hard to do, of course depending on which platform you're using. But an example here from JD Sports, you can just see here how quickly it is for me to buy a product. So I want to buy these trousers up here. I click on Quick Buy, I select a size, and I click on Apple Pay. And then I wait for a few seconds. It's in Danish, I'm sorry, but it says pay with my Touch ID. Put my finger on. It's just loading a few seconds. And what happens is that now I've ordered these shorts. No checkout flow, no long forms, anything like that. Now I've ordered these shorts. That took literally 15 seconds to do. So that's how quickly you are able to do this. Yeah, so play around with that. And actually, everybody is now on all iPhones. You now get an icon up here that you need to install Apple Pay on your phone. So it definitely will be something that people use more. The only good example I've seen on effective upsell in the basket is on Nelly.com. So on Nelly.com, they show very effective upsell here between the content in the basket and the address information. They show here a few related products where you can actually add them to the basket here in on the basket page. And it worked very, very well. The last one, of course, I need to have one example of pop-ups. Are you showing a pop-up with a discount for the next purchase? Then make it easy to find it again after it's been closed. So, for example, here on Nelly, they show a pop-up. I cannot complain about that, but they show it after 5 seconds to everyone. Not that relevant. Problem is, people don't want to get a discount yet because they haven't decided to buy a product yet. So when, in the usability test, when people got to the checkout flow, now they wanted the coupon code. And then they asked me, where can I find this code again? So a simple tip here, Emil showed a lot more tips earlier on, but a tip here could be to add a button saying join and maybe later. And if you click on maybe later, you'll just get a little teaser in the bottom of the page so that you can open it up again later when it's relevant for you. Yes. All right, highly praised checkouts. If you want some inspiration on how to do great checkouts, these worked very well on desktop and these worked well on mobile. All right, so this is the first part of the presentation, and these are the things about the checkout. I got one section left in the end, but before that, I need your help. And now I've given you a lot of takeaways here. So what I want you to do now is to write down, maybe you've already done that, but write down those of these numbers you thought were most valuable to you. So that could be maybe, I don't know, number 1 about big hero images, or number, 17 about intelligent pop-ups. So write down the numbers that you like the most. Please help me up here. I know you don't like all these common exercises, but do me a favor, just use 30 seconds to help me out. Then take your phone, open your camera app, point it up here. Point it up here on screen. Please help me out, people. Nothing happens. You will not be subscribed to any newsletter. I promise you. No spam, no spam. All right. And then I do this. And then if you have, for example, an iPhone, it will now automatically open a page where you can just write down the numbers and click Send Numbers. If you don't have an iPhone, you can just open the page up here, sleeknote.com/feedback. And you can write the numbers in a little box. It's a little Sleeknote box that appears. You will not be subscribed to any newsletters. And then I will know what you found the most relevant, so I can, improve my presentation for next time. All right, and these are again the takeaways. So, and just a bonus, if you do this, if you help me out on the success page, so on the page afterwards, you'll get a bonus. You'll get a link to a page with all the links I've included in my presentation today. So if you do this on the success page, you get this bonus. So, just before I end this, it's important for me to make it clear here that best practices can never replace your own usability tests. You need to do your own usability tests. Unfortunately, I don't have time today to elaborate a lot on how to do that. But as you can see, I've done a lot myself. So I've made a guide for you. My favorite usability testing script. You can find that on this link. Check a list when doing usability tests. You can find that here. And how to find usability testers. You can find that on this link. These are also on the page you will find if you do the survey up here. And when you do the usability testing, you need to learn how customers behave and what they need. In other words, focus on their problem, not their suggested solution. Focus on their problem, not their suggested solution. This is really important when you do the usability testing. And also, when you begin to do usability testing, do keep in mind that the best usability tests leave you in tears. So, this will probably be you before the usability test begins. Yay, we just launched a new website. What can possibly go wrong? And then this is you when the usability test begins. Yeah. And you when the usability test is over. And then this will be your developers when you pass the results from the usability test. Come on, did you test with monkeys? Yeah, it was actually a monkey. It was not like a woman I had in my usability testing lab. And your developers, when you tell them you'll now do usability testing regularly. Yeah, it was monkeys I tested with. And this is when you go from being best friends and to worst enemies. That's how it is. That's everything I had. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.